Welcome back, everyone, to the Questing Bard. I'm Angela Tano. Those of you who are new, welcome. Today, we're just talking about a travel quest I have done in Florida. Yes, I went to Disney World with my family, and that is what I'm going to talk about with you today. But it's going to be one park at a time, okay? Today, we're going to do Animal Kingdom and Hollywood Studios later on. I was going to do Animal Kingdom yesterday, and I did do the recording, but sadly, my audio was off for that. I'm hoping this time has a better result. Well, with that said, let's get right into Animal Kingdom. All right, so the first park we went to was Animal Kingdom. This is the, I did go in March with my husband, and he loved it so much, so he had to, say we had to go again, and he had to take his family with him to see it, meaning his parents and his sister. They definitely loved it. They really did. It was a real treat. Aside from that, so what is my experience? What is the story here, right? What am I getting out of it? It's actually quite fun. I did get some new stuff out of it. It's really good. So we've got, first of all, so obviously we went to Animal Kingdom. We also went there in March as well. That was the first park. And we did the safari then, the first one. He loved it, really enjoyed it. That's something he loves to do, is like this whole safari thing. So this time we didn't do that. We actually did Dinoland, USA first, and rode the dinosaur ride. Yes, and that's me in front of that big dinosaur on the ride. Though I don't actually know if it's real or not. That's one thing I would always like to know. It's always hard for me to tell if these dinosaur bones are legit, like the real deal, or they're just, man-made or something and just put up there to replicate the dinosaur bones and stuff. But apart from that, it's really good. It was really fun. The thing is, I think it's really interesting about each park, and this is what I love as a storyteller, that they each have a story, but Dinoland I don't get. It was the only one I struggled to get when I first saw it. But when someone explained to me, I got it, but it didn't make sense. So what the point is, the story is like, it's supposed to be like somewhere in the Midwest, United States, where there's a carnival going around. It's all dinosaur themed. But little did he know, way back down, there's a whole segment of, or a place for all this like research and science labs and stuff, and they're actually trying to go back in time and fight and meet the real dinosaurs, and that's the ride. So it's all connected, and that's, I think, is so cool. But I didn't get that for Dinoland. That was not obvious, and honestly, I just felt like it was a very cheap concept. And actually, originally, it was supposed to be the Beastly Kingdom. Yeah, fun fact: it was supposed to be known the Beastly Kingdom. It's supposed to be all the magical creatures. I know a lot of people have some problems against it because it's not real animals versus the other kinds in Africa and Asia and all around the world. But the way I see it, they're still animals, as fictional as they might be, but hence they are the inspiration that we get from other from real life animals, actually. So that's that for Dinoland. I didn't really get the story of it until they told me, but it made sense, but I felt they could have done better. And hence there was a dragon on the sign. I forgot to let you guys know. Yeah, there was a whole dragon. I should have put the picture in here. I did not. Sorry. All right, moving on. So Expedition Everest. I did go on it for the second time. It was really fun. I'm not a big roller coaster junkie person, not traditionally and normally, and I still am, but when it comes to Disney's coasters, I'm cool. I'm really cool with them. Here's the rub for this. The rub for this one is because the speed of it is not very fast as compared to other parks. So Universal has like roller coasters that go like 70 miles per hour and 80 and whatever miles per hour. Disney is specifically lower, and they're lower for a reason because it's supposed to be family friendly. So hence this is like 50 miles per hour. I love the Asia concept. I love the Asia story. Asia story, actually, I got it. Like I didn't know the full story of it, but I had an aspect of it. I was getting the pieces. Like, like you're in an Asian village at the foot of Everest in the Himalayas, and there's stories and rumors about the Yeti. And so you see that, and I did see like the big foot, stone foot of the Yeti and carved against a tree and stuff. That's really neat. And then of course the ride itself, the roller coaster, is you like going on an expedition, right? You're going up into the mountains to see if the Yeti, the legend of the Yeti, is real. And you see the Yeti, you find the Yeti, you're like, oh my God, it's real. And now you're running for your life back down the mountain. And that's the whole point of the story. So that's like, it all makes sense. It's connected. They're all connected. The ride and everything around it is connected to each other. All right, so moving on. All right, so Africa was much, I think it's a little similar. I don't think their story concept was as big, but I definitely got some ideas like, hey, it's an African village and there's a reserve, a nature park or reserve in the back. There were, conservationist people and a lot of people like that are protecting the animals and the wildlife and go on a safari. So that kind of speaks for itself a little bit. Lots of fun. We learned a lot. And of course, there's always something new to learn every time. With these animal stuff, you learn something all the time. Like the horn of the rhino actually is made of keratin, which is vital to our bodies. And that's why they were, poached. Poachers were after these rhinos and stuff. But funny enough, keratin is found in carrots, so we don't need to go poaching them. Yes. So yes, we found a bunch of animals like flamingos and elephants, ostriches, even wild dogs. Yep, and lions. Lions. Okay, so you are noticing I'm specifically picking targeting lions. Why? The lions are literally like the highlight of this trip. Literally, of this Disney Animal Kingdom trip, the lions pretty much took the cake this time. And here's why. So lions could have just been the normal whatever, but lions actually were the highlight is because, so, when we got there, they were sleeping. It wasn't like late in the day, it was early, it was late morning. But they were sleeping, as lions tend to often do all the time, I noticed, most times. You see the lionesses over here, and then you see the lion in the back here. And funny enough, he actually gave us some roars. And he looks lazy a little bit, right? But I had a video I really wanted to show you guys, but it wasn't working. I couldn't make it work for you guys. But the lion like literally stood up and just like roared like several times. And it was like, roar, roar, roar. And it was like, it felt like a lazy roar. I don't think it was like the majestic, Simba's roar, like this is my kingdom kind of thing. No, it was just, roar. It was like lazy. It was like, oh, fine, I'm gonna roar. I just feel like roaring. I need to roar, get some roars out, whatever. Like, I was like tired, but still, we got to hear it. Like, it was amazing to hear it roar. Yeah, I know the roar from Lion King versus, the actual lion's roar is different. That I know, but I definitely felt this one was it was a bit more on the lazy side. The way he was just like standing and be like, But speaking of Lion King, we did get to see the Festival of the Lion King. Awesome. That was my first time seeing it. Why? Okay, here's why it was my first time. So my parents and my family, like, my brother and I, we never actually go to Animal Kingdom a lot. We go to Hollywood, we go to Epcot, we go to Magic Kingdom, but Animal Kingdom has always been the one we end up not going to ever. We didn't go once and just did the safari. I think that was like when it was like Animal Kingdom was being created at the time. So we only went to the safari once, I remember, and that was it. But I've been wanting to go back. So finally this March was the first time I went, but the Lion Festival of the Lion King was not playing. Now it was. Yay! So I got to see it. Very, very cool and very exciting. So there's Simba, obviously. Oh, they loved it. They all got a kick out of it and really enjoyed it. My husband was a little skeptical, but okay, we're gonna see the show, but that's fun. So now we're gonna move on to the world of Avatar. Obviously, you can see the floating islands of Pantora, the Hallelujah Mountains or whatever, right? Yeah, and that's where we were. I think it would have been more cool if they were actually looking like legitly floating. They honestly, I think the feel is not there. But it's still pretty cool. It's still pretty awesome. I know there were some technical issues. I remember one just collapsed on itself. I remember saying that. All right. So that's that. And then we also have, oh yeah, and I took a picture of that machine, that war machine thing. I don't know the name. I don't even know what the number 15 is also there, which is interesting. And I don't know. I know I've seen Avatar billions of times. And I don't call them blue people. I call them the Navi and stuff. I respect the stories thing. I don't say those random stuff. So I know it quite well. The point that I'm trying to make is that sometimes we do forget stuff and we don't realize if there's some aspects that are important or crucial. So I don't remember if there was significance to number 15, nor I forgot the name of these machines. But it was really cool. They actually had it all decked out for Christmas and stuff, which was really nice. All right, so that's that for World of Avatar. We did the Flight of Passage, really fun. My sister-in-law really got a kick out of Flight of Passage. We did that at the end, and I got to see all the night stuff on it, which was really cool. And I really wanted to see that at night. I didn't get the chance in March, but sadly, my camera, my battery, my phone charger battery thing was low. You would think that if everything Disney does wants us to do on the phone, they would have the courtesy of providing phone charging stations or something. I know the whole point is not to be on your phone while you're in these parks, but you do need to charge your phone if you're going to keep using it, like excessively. All right, so on we go. Tree of Circle of Life tree. Absolutely incredible. I actually got to see the light show for the first time, which was amazing. It was like a whole Christmassy thing. Did not get the recordings, but there was some really crazy stuff was going on. Lost my hat, had to relocate it. My husband really wanted to do the Cali River Rapids thing. So they were all everywhere. My camera, my phone battery was low, so no chance. But it was still really nice. There was like a whole Christmas thing, the snowy owl, a deer, and like a polar bear. It was really nice light show. So that's that for the Animal Kingdom. Part of our travel quest. Later today, we will have Hollywood Studios coming up. And that's that. I really have to go. Someone's here. I need to take care of some stuff. But apart from that, it's nice talking to you guys. Nice seeing you guys again. And see ya.